You got it all figured out. Tell us. Oh, glad you asked. So glad you asked. The way that you get to figure out how to dwell in the presence of God when Sunday morning ain't easy, and how to make Sunday easy, and Monday easy, and Tuesday easy, and Wednesday easy, and Thursday easy, and Friday easy, is to stop praying for easy. Stop praying for easy. Because you know what that really does? That causes you to have a false sense of security. That causes us to not experience God in a God kind of way.
Come on.
We keep experiencing God like this.
Amen. Come on now.
All like this.
Wow.
I don't care what your degree is in, how much theology you know, how much English you know and grammar. We treat this God that's higher than the mountains like this God that we can fit in a 16-ounce water bottle.
Come on. Wow. Come on now.
And then we expect him to bless us.
Yes.
Come on.
Bigger than the universe.
Come
Wow.
on.
And then we expect him to show up now.
Yes. Right now.
Now. Faster than that. You late. You late. You late. You're not going to do it. Then this is what we do. Okay, God. It's the 15th. I got more days than money, and the bill is due. You didn't do nothing. Let me see what I can do. Hey, Barb, Betty, Dora, y'all got $15. You got $15? You get that $250 that you needed. You do it. But then what you turn around and do, thank you, Jesus. Woo! The Lord worked it out. No, he didn't. That was you. Because if God had worked it out, honey, you would have probably got exceedingly abundantly.
Yes.
All that you could ask. But we don't want to wait. We don't want to wait. It's the 15th. Bill due on the 15th. I got to have it today.
Yes.
But if you had just waited, you would have saw God extend it with some grace. And so when you thought they were going to turn you over to court or repossess that car on the 3rd, if you don't come up with the money, you will see God extend it. You start blessing everybody associated with that account. You start blessing their families. You start blessing that company. God will extend that grace spirit.
Yes, he will.
You ain't going to lose nothing because God will cover it.
Amen.
But not if you decide to help him. Here's a secret. He don't need or want your help. He ain't put you here to help him. God, you talk about how good he is and how awesome. You think he needs your help? He don't need it, y'all. Trust me. I tried. And I tried and I tried. So that's one way. Just give him some time. But trust and love him unconditionally like you never have before. Give it to him and then just watch him work. And so don't pray for easy. That's the first thing. Do not pray for easy. The second thing is start spending some intimate time with him to discover what it means to be loved unconditionally.
Yes.
You don't have to work for it. The only thing you got to work, and people get this confused, I'm going to tell you, you do got to work. I promise you, you got to work to make stuff happen. Don't get it twisted like you can just sit up home in the living room and watch Days of Our Lives. And the haves and the have-nots. Right. No, I'm not saying that. You still got to work. The only thing that you don't have to work for is salvation. Everything else, you got to do some work.
Amen.
Okay? And I'm not talking about helping him because I'll tell you, you don't have to help him, but you got to live right. You got to love him. You got to praise him, especially when you don't feel like praising. And then you got to love those that you don't love.
Yes, Lord.
And then the ones you love, you got to stop withholding love because they didn't do what you wanted them to do.
Oh, wow.
You might say, I don't withhold love. Yes, you do. You treat them differently.
Yeah.
If they don't do their homework, they don't take the trash down, they don't let the seat down. Oh, you treat them differently. I promise you, you treat them differently. I know from experience, you treat her differently. That's not unconditional.
Guilty.
I'm not saying what they did wasn't incorrect. It was. But you are not supposed to barter love and exchange love for work.
Jesus.
Because if you do, you are pimping.
Hello.
You are a pimp. You are a trafficker. You are trading love for another exchange of something. It's plain and simple. And if you are the person that's doing it for another reason, then there's another word for you. If you're not the pimp, you the, and I'll leave that there. I'll leave that right there for you. So, He's still on trial. God is still on trial every day. He's so used to it. Unfortunately, he's used to it. Unfortunately, you're used to having bad days and bad times and not enough. You're used to it. And God never called us to be used to that.
Say that.
He never called us to get used to poverty. He never called us to be used to sadness and grief. He said, cast all your cares. Philippians 4:19, and it was just not talking about financially.
That's right.
But we only use Ephesians 3:20 and Philippians 4:19 when it comes to money and having not enough of that. Well, honey, you again are putting him in a 16-ounce bottle of water. God, when he wrote that scripture through man, he meant everything.
That's right.
Not just money. He said every need, not just on when you're short for the money on the month. He meant if you feeling like you're not loved enough, if you're feeling like your body is turning against itself, if you're feeling like your children ain't gonna never get it right, he said, I will supply all your needs according to his riches. And you know he is richer than everybody on Forbes that's a billionaire, times all those people a billion gazillion times, and then he's still richer than that. And so you want to keep him right here, and your business is not doing good, your finances are not doing good, your health is not doing good, your fitness is not doing good. And that's because you put a big, gigantic, inexhaustible, immeasurable God into this little area and wonder why your life jacked up.
Jacked up.
Jacked up. I don't care how pretty you look on the inside. I don't care what your zip code is. I don't care what your area code is. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care what kind of house you live in. I don't care what kind of shoes you have on your feet. If you are not totally trusting God with everything in your life, you are jacked up. And that is not godly.
Teacher Loretta.
That is not godly. So you wonder why Sunday morning not easy? It's because you are creating that. Quit asking for easy, because let me tell you, just think if all those people had to ask for easy, there would probably be no Bible.
Yes.
There's no message.
Wow.
Because God knew that we were foolish sometimes, and we needed more examples, and we need him not to. What if you gave your children everything? What if God answered every prayer? Every prayer. I thank God for unanswered prayers. I promise you sincerely. I thank, oh God, I'm so glad you didn't answer that prayer. And I never thought I would get there. I heard somebody say, a minister said, I'm like, he is foolish. And his cousins. But I never thought I would thank God for unanswered prayers. But I do. Had he delivered those prayers, I wouldn't be here today. And I probably wouldn't be uber successful. I would probably be somewhere on crack.
There you go.
Because I would have taken it upon myself too many times that I wouldn't have learned to depend on him for everything. He said everything. Nothing is too minute. I even asked, Lord, what am I wearing today? What do you want me to wear today? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to sit? What do you want me to park? I just talk to him so that when I do need something huge, when everything is the same for God, there's no good or bad. It's only your thought that makes it so, because God can only do good. You make it bad. You make it evil. God can only do good. And he promised that everything that happens to us turns out for our good. Everything. Not some things, but everything. So when Sunday morning is not easy, it's not because of God not loving you enough. It's not because he failed you. It's not because he said no. It's because you are not trusting him. That's what he honors. And Sunday shouldn't be that day that we idolize like that. Every day should be a great day. It should be a day of holiness and a day of seeking God, a day of knowing God and loving God and trusting God and praising God. Church is it's like when your car is running low on oil or gas. You got to go somewhere and get it filled, right? That's what church is. It was never meant and never set up for us to just go and say we win. And then when we get there and you just sit on the bench and just enjoy the service, wow, you are pimping. You again are taking something and not leaving something. And the natural laws of this universe are giving and receiving.
That's right.
Everything. And it's not all about tithes and money. It's about everything.
That's it.
It's about everything. There's something you can give. Maybe you can't do your tithes, and I understand that, and God understands that. But can you go and minister somewhere? Can you go and call a sick friend? Can you just be more kind? Can you be more compassionate? Can you just trust God and stop whining and complaining?
Come on.
Can you do that?
Well.
And so what if God sent 300 more members? Do you really want 300 more members?
Gotta love it.
You're going to lose his intimacy, number one. And number two, that's 300 more problems and personalities that you got to deal with. I know you're thinking about money coming in, but God will supply. He has kept y'all this long. He's going to continue to keep you.
Yes.
And the more you trust him, the more he's going to reveal more of himself to you.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
But if you trust him this much, that's why you're going to get this much.
That's right.
He set up the law of attraction. That's him. Now people touting it everywhere, making money of it. Oh my God, I told you about that in the Bible.
In the Word.
Yes.
That's the word. That ain't no CEO stuff.
Yes.
Sure.
That ain't no motivational speaker stuff. That's the word. And so he said, you know, whatever you control, whatever you think about, and that's why he said, put on the whole armor and think on these things. So it wasn't that these people created, you know, the law of attraction. Jesus did. God did. He set that in motion. So just remember, with all you're getting, get understanding and acknowledge God in all his ways. And when Sunday morning ain't easy, and I promise you it's going to happen again, but it's up to you how you define it.
Come on.
Don't let it mess you up. Because the more you continue to do the same thing, the more that same thing you get. I'm going to need some water in my mouth. So the more you continue to ignore it and pretend, the more you're going to get. So be honest with God. Lord, I don't know how Loretta said I'm supposed to do this, or the Bible says, say the Bible, because Loretta crazy. She sold out. The more you deny what the word says to do, the more what you don't want you're going to get. The more you try to do, and he don't even ask for perfection.
Yes.
God never called us to perfection. The more you try to be more like him, and you become more like him by hearing the word, doing the word, and believing the word, then you do look like your brother. You do look like your father. And I can tell you, these four, they look just like their daddy. I promise. They look just like their daddy. And a lot of you look just like your daddy. But even on those moments when you're feeling like the whole world is against you, and it's all those other crazy people and not you, and if you don't know who the crazy person is in the room, then it's probably you. Just trust God and accept. And so this is what I had. I said, Lord, I want to receive your love in the capacity that you send it to me. That way I'm not watering it down. Lord, I want to receive your blessing in the capacity that you send it to me. Because I can't handle it. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it's going to come tomorrow, but I have to know I have to be okay. That if it doesn't come Wednesday, it's going to come one of these Wednesdays, and I'm okay with that. Because he said, I will never leave you or forsake you. You got to believe the word, I promise you. You got to just quit reading it and just become it.
Yes.
And maybe not the entire Bible, because who can do that? But just get you a little part and become that part. You get that right, and then you step over, you get another little part out the Bible, and you become that part, and you get another little piece. And I promise you, not only is it going to affect you, it's going to affect everybody around you.
Yes.
Next thing you know, your children going to be doing better in school, your husband going to start coming home and not taking every reason not to get there yet, waiting on you to tire yourself out so you have to hear the nagging. Or maybe it's the other way around, she going to make sure she can slow down before she get home, or maybe the children not going to call you because you always got something negative to say. And that's because you love them right. But unconditional love does not love that way.
That's right.
Stop withholding your love. Trust God and pray that you can receive unconditional love. Because you can't receive it if you don't understand it. And I promise you, it is so real. I tried it. I mean, I tried to get him to stop loving Loretta because I ain't worthy. I tried it, y'all. I'm a single mom of 5 sons, so you know I tried it. And he still loves me. He still shows up for me. He still blesses me. He still uses me. And I promise you, these scriptures in the Bible, if you would just find because the King James Version, I love it, it's pure. But I also love the NIVs and the messages, so I'll have different translations because I really want to understand what God is saying. I don't want to just read it to say I read it.
Yeah.
Stop reading it to say you read it. If you're going to do that, just don't read. Just don't touch it. Don't even read the Bible if you're just reading just to say, I read the Bible in a year. Or I read it, you check it off. I prayed, check. I read the Bible, check. Told children I love them, check. Throw all that check stuff away and just become that. So when Sunday morning is not easy, you just remember that the God that you serve never promised easy, but he promised I'd always be there for you.
Yes,
Always.
yes, always.